Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mary D. Show. For those of you, this is your first time, welcome. For live viewers, welcome. Hi, live viewers. For replay viewers, hi, replay viewers. I know you guys think I don't know that you're there, but I do. I can tell you just your energy. I get text messages, emails. I cannot begin to tell you. It matters. It matters that you're here. So whether you're here live or whether you're here on the replay, it all matters. It's just that we are here to celebrate people in the community, learn something new. I mean, it's so many things going on in this world. I try to make this a space where there's something positive going on, not something negative going on. Because I think we have enough negative going on. I really do. But just know, welcome. I'd like to thank you to our sponsors for the show, which is one is Front Page Publishing. Those of you looking to write and publish a book, we definitely just go to Front Page Publishing. You may say, well, I have an idea for a book. Then you need to go to Front Page Publishing. Because right there, you're going to get all the information you need about how to do that. What's the next steps? And if you're not on the text list, if you like to get a text message when the show is going live, you text your information to 474747. And now you'll get a text message, or you can also include your email and you'll get an email about different things. The emails are better, in my opinion, because you get more information. But I know we're becoming more tech savvy. In other words, that's what we tend to look at. We'll look at a text message before we look at an email. Let's just be honest. So that's why I'm leaning toward text more, because people will read that text message. That's just the facts. So anyway, just wanted to tell you about that. So if you're interested, again, you just text 474747, and now you'll be added to the text list. I'd like to thank our executive producer, which is my husband, Oliver Welch. Hi, babe. He's in the background. You guys may not see him. He's going to come on. He should be coming on Monday, this coming Monday. Okay. I say that because it's easy to say that, but you know how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. He may say, well, no, I don't want to come on. I don't know. I'm hoping he does. I already talked to the kids and they're telling me, oh, I have to work. That's, they always have those. I'm not saying that's not an excuse, by the way. It's not. They do have to work, but they've known all year long that I want them to come on. But anyway, you never know. They may be able to pop on and just say hi to everybody. So next Monday is the last show of 2025. Wow. Can you believe it? I can't hardly believe it. The last show. So now 2026, many of you know, we're going to a new time. And this is the tagline. The Mary D Show is live at 5:45. Now, that's the West Coast time. If you're on the East Coast, it's going to be 8:45. But it's still live in the evenings. We're moving. I'm going to be honest. I tried to get Tamron Hall to move. She said, no, Mary, I'm not moving. I tried to get Beyond the Gates to move. And they said, no, we're not moving. So I'm joking, Those two, they're on the same time slot as the show is. And I said, that's not working. You're up against these conglomerates and these corporations, they have that 1 o'clock on lock. So it's like, I think you better move. I think that would be up to you to move. So I'm really glad. I'm excited about moving because this is the first big change in 4 years. 4 years. First big one. So, but anyway, now, ladies and drum roll, with ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest for you today. It is the one and only Mr. Dell Roberts. Yay! Now you may say, why do I say the one and only? As I mentioned on the previous show, I have yet to meet any, think about this, yet to meet anyone that did not know Dell in Riverside. They're here, I'm sure. I haven't met them. Everyone, I don't even hardly finish his name. And they're like, oh, I know Dell. I know they're just, that's how well known he is in this community. Now, not just the Inland Empire community. I'm just talking about, I would definitely say Southern California. He's well known, but not just because of the parades and things he does. It's really of who he is, just who he is. And that's why I was so excited about having him. But I'm going to read to you his bio. And the reason I read that, because maybe you didn't see the first show, and I want to make sure it's also on the second show, and because he has literally dedicated himself to the community. Now, I'll be honest, I call him the mayor of Riverside. That's what I don't even know if he knew that. I just call him the mayor of Riverside. I know he's not the official mayor. I already know that. But to me, he is, because he knows everybody. It doesn't matter if you are a green person running around Riverside. Dell could care less. You're a person, you're a value, and you're contributing to the community. Bottom line. And we're all in this community together. It's not like we're not. So I just really appreciate him. So I'm going to read you his bio so you can get an idea of just how not just powerful, kind-hearted, I mean, you name it, Dell is that. And I'm excited for him. Now, Dell Roberts graduated from Riverside Poly High School in 1955 after lettering in swimming, football, and track. While attending Riverside Community College, Dell began working almost full-time at 2 separate plants for Butcher Boys Foods. For extra money, he took a job with Riverside Park and Rec at Lincoln Park. Dell has a long history of touching and positively changing the lives of Riverside's youth. Since 1965, he has worked with the youth through assignment with the NAACP, or National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and Riverside Unified School District. He has also worked with youth for the city at Lincoln, Bordwell, Bobby Bonds, and Villegas Parks. Dell was special assistant to the principal at Poly High School in charge of discipline and security. From 1968 to 1989, he coached football for 21 years at Poly. He established the Black Students Union at Poly and in the Riverside area in 1968. Dell later began advisor for the United Black Students of California, which was comprised of 140 BSU units with 1,300 students from San Francisco to San Diego and Victorville to Fresno. Dell is currently retired from the Riverside Unified School District after 38 years of service. He still works with students and adults in need of a helping hand, and he has served as a consultant for the Riverside County Office of Education. Dell has received various awards from the Martin Luther King Visionaries, Riverside Unified School District Student Support Service Certificate of Appreciation for 30 years of service, the City of Riverside Annual Youth Expo 2000 Conference, SCLC for a Community Service Award, Riverside African American Historical Society, Evergreen Jones Award, and Association of Black Correctional Workers, Riverside Sports Hall of Fame Service and President's Award, the Bank of America Hero Award, and American Diabetes Association Father of the Year. Dell received the Spirit of the City Award in 2004 for extraordinary deeds and community spirit, good citizenship, and enhancing the quality of life in the city of Riverside. Dell has served in member and leadership capacities in many community organizations, including president of the Riverside Community College Foundation Board, chair of the Boardwell Park Advisory Committee, board member for the Salvation Army, the board of directors for Youth Service Center, member of the Riverside Police Advisory Service Committee, the board member for the Mission Inn Foundation. Dell has also directed parades for the Black History Month Committee of Riverside since 1980. He also directed parades for the Desert Storm Vets, the Riverside County Centennial, and Riverside Community College's Passport to College in 2001. Dell established the Empowering Young Women's Conference with the intention of educating young women, discovering their talents, find their strengths, and developing purpose. The conference annually services approximately 300 girls from the ages of 12 to 21 and hosts helpful workshops topics such as preparing for college, developing self-esteem, pursuing dreams, recognizing abuse, and handling peer conflict. Many an East Side child saw their first glimpse of snow, crashed on a wave at the beach, attended conferences in various parts of the state of California, or ventured on their first airplane ride because of Dell's dedication to seeing youth flourish and exposing them to what life has to offer outside of their community. Dell and Carmen have four sons, Adrian, Glenn, Craig, and Terrence, and have been married for 33 wonderful years. They attend Park Avenue Baptist Church and work on various boards. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Dell Roberts. Yay! Yay!
Hello.
Hi, Dell. How are you doing today?
I'm blessed today. Thank you for having me on again.
You're welcome. You're
I feel
welcome.
special.
Thank you for taking the time and coming back. I know the holiday season is kind of busy, but you still took the time. So I really do appreciate your coming back again.
My pleasure.
All right. I know we talked briefly about, uh, before you came on, some of the things that we wanted to talk about. And some of we said it's not always positive. We said too. We said some things have happened in Riverside that you've experienced and been a part of. I know the one thing that comes to mind for me was what happened with Taisha Miller. That was a big I mean, literally, the city was involved in that. It wasn't it was more than just like the East Side community. It was the entire city.
True.
How did that? You were very involved in that. How did that affect Riverside?
I think it changed, for one, the Riverside Police Department, maybe forever, hopefully. The Attorney General came in and put them on a schedule to clean up the act and the way they treat people, to put older men, more experienced officers in the street at night rather than just having rookies out there at night, because there was rookies that shot Taisha Miller. It's hard for me to even talk about it because it was such an unfortunate thing that she's sleeping and officer leans in and thinks that she reached for a gun that was on the seat, and he dropped down and the other officers just opened up. They shot her 24 times, and it was really a hot mess. Anyway, long story short, Bernil Butler was my hero in this whole thing. He was out front and unselfishly sacrificed things that he wanted to do to get this done and to get a judgment. The Attorney General came and we met with him, and they put the city of Riverside Police Department under a decree, and so they have very much, I think, lived up to that. The last two, well, I've served on many police commissions and
Mm-hmm.
boards, but the last two I enjoyed most were Mr. Gonzalez, who is police chief right now,
Mm-hmm.
Sergio Diaz, who was before him.
Right.
Both of them, I think, really have done a lot for Riverside and for the police department. Uh,
Okay.
you don't feel the fear, you know, when you see the police as much as you did before. Larry Gonzalez, before he became chief, he was a lieutenant in charge of this area, and we got to know him very well. You could call on him day or night, and he
Right.
would tell you what's going on. Like people call me when there's gunshots in the community or stuff like that.
Right.
Myself, Mary Figueroa, who was in charge of the think tank, a group that was formed to help connect police and citizens in a positive way.
Right.
And they do other things too. But I remember one instance, uh, there was some shooting going on and there was some bad vibes coming from it. So I called Lieutenant Gonzalez to ask him, to really clarify exactly what was going on. So he said, okay, give me about 15 minutes. So he did call me back and clarified it. It wasn't as much of a to do as we thought, which
Mm-hmm.
is good to report. But he said, and by the way, you might know I'm in Hawaii on vacation. So that, that to me was just
Yeah.
outstanding. But I could have said it from the gate. I'm on vacation, so and referred it, but he took care of our
Yeah.
lady. Yes, our
Well, when
lady.
when
Go
you
ahead.
call, I think people answer them.
Well, um, well, yeah, you're right. That works sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's worked several times with
Mm-hmm.
different people. I have this thing that I believe in going to the top. I don't like to start at the bottom because the bottom people give you answers and they gotta go up the ladder. So I like to start at the top. If I have
Yeah.
a problem with the schools, I like to call the superintendent. If I have a problem with the police, I like to call the chief.
Right.
That's just the way it is. That way you cut down on the time element. If you
Mm-hmm.
back and forth with people who don't have the answers. You have to go
Right.
back to the answers. But I was going to say that our present lieutenant, who has the position over the east side, is Lieutenant Brandy Merrill, and
Right.
she's like the first black woman lieutenant on the force. And we're hoping that one day maybe she'll be captain. I heard somebody say that even chief. That would really be awesome.
Wow.
Lieutenant Merrill is leaving the east side to become a watch commander, and I think it's because for her to get some more experience in different parts
Mm-hmm.
and go at least up to captain. So we're hoping that that happens with her. She's a very wonderful young lady, and
Mm-hmm.
and I mean the community has embraced her, which this
Right.
community doesn't embrace everybody, but they have embraced her and think highly of her. So
Yes.
that's a credit to her.
Yes, I do. I think she's has dedicated herself more, over and beyond just being a nothing wrong with being in law enforcement, but she makes herself a presence in the community.
Right, and she didn't come from Poly. She didn't come from Nor. I think she went to Nota Vista. She comes from
Oh,
there in the town, but
oh,
she knows the East Side well.
good. All right. Well, I know too. We had talked. You mentioned about Butcher Boys. You were telling me about Butcher Boys that I didn't the things I didn't know because I came in. Well, let's say I came a little later. I came in '74. That's when I came to Riverside. But I was on campus for 4 years, so I really wasn't in the community until in the '80s, early '80s at the onset. So, but you were involved. I mean, you worked for Butcher Boys.
Right. I
Hmm.
came Riverside ahead of you. I came in 1945. when I was 9 years old, straight out of Houston, Texas. Uh, and at some point, I probably was in middle school when I started working for Butcher Boy, unloading trucks, etc. They were located on University Avenue at that particular time, or 8th Street as it was called back in the day. And I had crews of other athletes. We unloaded trucks on Wednesday nights. At some point, Mr. Roberts' two sons, Gary and Dwayne, were sent to work for me unloading trucks. And that was not easy for them because they were privileged children and they didn't understand why they should be doing that. But it's just Mr. Roberts, that was his mentality, mentality that they should learn the business from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So there they were, unloading trucks. And they did it very well. But had lots of different Art Gilmore, you name the athlete, football players, I would have them there on Wednesday nights because it was extra money, you know.
Right.
Black community, all of us need some extra money. So, you know, nobody's giving us allowances. So we unloaded trucks and did whatever we could do. I had many jobs. I did a job, I was just laughing because I went to North High's grand opening of their new gymnasium and science wing last Friday. And I asked them, where are the smudge spots? Because I was over there earlier and I saw a smudge spot. Mary, do you know what a smudge spot is?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Half the people do not know, but it's something that we lit back in the day. We made money going out in the middle of the night to light smudge spots to keep the oranges from freezing.
That's right.
And the navel orange naturally was quite an industry here back in the day before they tore them up and put houses. But the navel orange really was a big hit here. And it's actually a cross between two oranges, a regular orange and a mandarin orange, and all of that's out of China. But, and do you know how the navel orange got its name?
No, I don't.
On the opposite, the stem side of the orange is a part, and it looks like a navel, like a human navel.
Right.
So, hence navel oranges. Then that's a meat orange. Then the juice orange is a Valencia. Valencia orange was named after a town in Spain. But I looked this up because I was just interested. I tried to, as an extra job, I tried to go and pick oranges one time. Just once, and they put me on a Valencia tree. The thorns on a Valencia tree is long as my finger, and so I came down, handed in my bag, and went home.
Wow. You know what that reminds me of is when you pick cotton. I didn't know that that's thorny also.
Oh yes, that'll cut you up.
I didn't know that.
I've never picked cotton, but I know people who have. I had an uncle who was a world champion in cotton picking. He picked more cotton than anybody else.
Yeah.
And every time there was large cotton produced in Stockton, California, he would come every season, and then he would come through here. But Blythe, California had a lot of cotton. In fact, the original blacks in Blythe came in to operate 3 cotton gins that were set up in Blythe, California.
Wow.
I did some youth work with BSU because I was in charge of BSU for a long, not BSU, but with NAACP youth.
Okay.
We went down in the Blythe for a conference, and it was really an eye-opener that how the blacks that were there got there, and the mentality. So it was an experience, another one of those great experiences.
All right. Well, I tell you, the only reason I know about the smudge pots, on the corner of Chicago and Martin Luther King used to be an orange grove.
Yep.
Which is now homes are there now.
Right.
But that used to be an orange grove. We could hear them from here, from where we were. We could hear all, so all that would go on, simultaneously. It'd be like, what is that sound? And so that's how I know it. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know what they were. But yeah, I did know what they were because of that.
Just a minute. Let me get control of the apparatus. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Now, when you were saying that about Dwayne Roberts, is that the same Dwayne Roberts that owned the Mission Inn?
Yes. As far as
Wow.
with Mary Roberts, they started Butcher Boy Food Products originally, located on the east side, and at the high point, they probably employed about 300 to 400 people.
Wow.
And that was phenomenal because half of the people could walk to work. And
Wow.
they also had people from Casablanca and surrounding. And some of the people of Casablanca and the east side don't get along very well, but they did at Butcher Boy. It was sort of a demilitarized zone, I guess. But they came to work and got along very well. But it really had an impact on our community. Boy. And of course, they sold it, and then Dwayne ended up buying the Mission Inn. But yeah, Butcher Boy Food Products, a lot of people retired from there. So
Wow.
I worked there and at the school sort of at the same time, and there was an overlap. I worked for Butcher Boy even after they sold it. I still worked on weekends there.
Okay.
But my growing up in Butcher Boy was really great. I did everything. I drove truck. I did deliveries down in the high deserts. I made French fries, cut cheese, and then my main occupation was grinding meat. We ground about 5,000 pounds of hamburger each day, and they'd run through patty machines and bulk, and it was delivered out to McDonald's and all the surrounding places.
Wow. Wow. And did they sell it to Stater Brothers or sold it to someone else?
Not the Stater Brothers at that particular time. Stater Brothers wasn't the conglomerate that it is now, but they sold mostly to McDonald's, other hamburger joints around the city.
Okay.
And in San Bernardino.
Wow. We have some comments from our audience, so that we definitely want to make sure they get. We have one from Antonio. He says, "Hello, hi Antonio. It's always good to see you."
Oh yes, saw him before.
Yes, Antonio's a super fan. He's here at every show. So, and then we have a comment. Is that you, Antonio? This comment is, he said, "How are you doing today?" Doing fine, Antonio. Doing fine. Always good to see you. Tell your mom we said hi. His mom is Lori, and they are literally every show. I can depend on them being here. And
where does Antonio live?
South Dakota.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I hope he's got his long undies on.
Yes, they showed me the snow is about this deep right now. And you see how I was like, yes. Hello, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Nice to see you, Brenda. Nice of you to make it. I'm going on down the line here. Let's see. I want to make, because I don't want to miss anybody. When the audience leaves comments, I want to make sure I get them. And the next comment, I think this is Elaine. Is this Elaine? Hi, Elaine. He said, "Hello, Mary and Uncle Dell." She said, "You both look great." I'll make sure.
Elaine. Yeah.
Elaine's a super fan. Elaine rarely misses the show. Rarely. She's here all the time. So thank you, Elaine. And that was a beautiful program you guys had. It was her sorority. It was a sorority for educators. Wonderful program they had about a week ago. We were there. So yes.
Elaine's a hard worker.
Oh my goodness, yes. Can you get any harder than I don't think you can. So, and then this is Antonio says hi, Oliver. Antonio says hi. Hi, Antonio. I'll tell Oliver. Oliver can see your comments, so he can definitely see when you leave a comment, and he knows you'll see him come in too. And he said, "Hi, Brother Dale."
Hey.
Antonio does not miss anything. He is on top of things. I tell you, Antonio, I depend on you. You know that for sure, for sure. Make sure we get the other comments in. They are Miss Kendall. Is that Miss Kendall? Hi, Miss Kendall, 2011. Nice to see you again. Thank you for stopping by the show. Thank you, thank you. And let me see. We have another comment. It is Danielle. I don't know which Danielle this is. Oh, it's Danielle McQueen. Danielle, hi Danielle. Nice to see you. Danielle lives 4 doors away from me.
Okay.
She is literally 4
Oh,
doors away.
Danielle.
Yeah,
Yes.
you probably know Danielle.
I love her.
You
Did a lot of work with her in her warehouses when she had them.
oh,
Yeah.
and then Antonio,
Man.
Antonio has a comment. He says, I was going to tell you that I'm doing some Christmas cards this year, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in buying my Christmas cards this year. I'm selling them for $25. He must be talking to you because I've already bought 2 sets now.
No, I don't do Christmas cards, so thank you.
Okay. So I'm sorry, Antonio. He said he doesn't do Christmas cards. I've already bought your 2 sets, so I've supported. He said he wants you to know he's an artist and he has autism, and he would like to connect with you, Dell.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yes.
I'd love to support him.
Okay. And then we have another comment here. It's from Elaine. Oh, you said talking about hard work, and then I learned that you, Uncle Dell, and he said I learned from you, Uncle Dell, and my big brother Walter. I tell you, and I know she means that. He was at your dedication. Walter Wilson. Walter was right. He was sitting right near me and Oliver there. So I wanted to make sure I got the comments in. Well, Dell, I know your focus has been working with kids, but you really work with everybody, I think. It's not just children. I mean, yes, youth, but pretty much across the board. Am I right?
Yes. That's just the way I grew up. That comes from my mother. You know, my mother helped everybody. You know, some nights I had to sleep elsewhere than my bed because it was occupied by some stranger that needed it.
No.
I wasn't too happy about it.
No, well, I don't think anybody would be. But she's saying that they needed it more than you did.
Right. And the true saying is with children, you are what you live. And regardless of what you do, your parents rub off on you, what you live around. If it's good, it rubs off. If it's bad, it rubs off. So
Right.
The good in my mother definitely rubbed off on me and my siblings. I have a sister, Jackie, who lives in Los Angeles, Jackie Malone, and she's a musician, and she's just like me. She's busy in the community. She puts on drum clinics. Musicians in Actions of LA. It was formed by her and her husband, Gerald Malone. And
Wow.
they're just going, if you go to LA, anybody in the music world, especially in the Christian music world, and you say the word Malone, they will know. Some people won't sing unless she plays the organ for them.
Wow.
But, it's just a part of the heritage. There were 6 of us, and there's 3 of us left. Myself, Jackie, and a sister, Joyce Lang, who lives out in Marietta area. But that's what we grew up with. My mother always had a trunk full of food, taking it to people. Hey,
Wow.
what can I say?
Yes. Well, I'm guessing from the South. Your mother.
Yes, Texas.
Yeah. That's what people did. You
Yeah,
don't,
we grew up in Houston. Like I said, I grew up in Houston, between Houston and McAlester, Oklahoma. I was on a train going back and forth, my brother and I. At that time, it was just 2 of us. And I never forget one of the worst train rides we had. In those days, the train was segregated, and black people had to sit right behind the engine part. So, and there was no air conditioning. So when you roll down the windows, I can remember cinders coming in. So, but I laughed because we were changing trains at some point, and I had a suitcase I was carrying a suitcase full of fried chicken and being asleep and not wanting to change trains. I was just dragging a suitcase, and the chicken, most of the chicken fell out of it. So uh, my brother was very, very older brother. He's 5 years my elder. He was very upset with me, and my mother was upset. But I can
Mm,
remember that it was not good. But we traveled back and forth by train, by
right.
uh, I went with my grandmother. That's who I lived with most of the time. So we went all over this from Oklahoma to Texas, back and
Wow.
forth.
Wow. I tell you, my first train ride, I had to, believe it or not, from here to just to the beach because I had never been on a
Oh,
train.
okay, okay,
And I said, I want to have a train experience because there's so few times I didn't have a reason to ride the train really, but I just went to ride. And
okay.
so
Well,
that's,
you got to ride the good train with it's a smooth ride. Those
yes.
old trains weren't that smooth. It was not comfortable.
Wow. Because now they have what sleeper cars, and from
Oh
what
yeah,
I've been told, people that ride that, it's a luxury thing to ride now.
oh yes. I know people who take trips on the train and they have that car where you sit up top and you can see everything as you ride along. I love trains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've only been on that one time, I think. Maybe two, but not many. I haven't been on too many trains. No. Because I'm all about getting in that plane and getting where I got to go.
I understand.
I,
That would be my preference to get there quick.
I tell you. Well, I know we touched on Dwayne Roberts, and I know he passed not too long ago, and
Right.
he was your friend.
Yeah, we kind of grew up together. We went to Poly High School together. We were on the swim team together, and
Wow.
uh, and then we worked at the Butcher Boy together. He worked for me early on, like I stated, and
Uh-huh.
then later on, I worked for him as he grew up and took over the plant. But
Okay.
that's a very lovely family, mother and father. I call them mom and dad. Uh,
Yeah.
Very unique and loving people. I was not the only sort of adopted son at the
Hmm.
plant. There was a kid named Floyd McGurk who needed help, I guess, like I did. Unbeknownst to me, my mom had spoke to Mr. Roberts when I start unloading trucks and told her to kind of watch out for me. And I just found that out a few months ago.
Wow. You never
But
knew.
no, I didn't know that my mother had gone because she didn't consult with me about it.
Right, right.
But she went and and so he was always there for me, both he and his wife, and I call them mom and dad. So Dwayne came along in that sector, but Dwayne was Butch Boy was a growing up place for me. I worked there many years. I was a
Wow.
woodcutter, and then I took over the grinding operation there.
Well, I know when he bought the Mission Inn, I remember what the Mission Inn was like before he bought it. And it was not a nice place. It was just like, I don't know what it turned into, but it was drug infested, homeless infested, all those things. And then all of a sudden he came in, and it took about, I say, 2 years to renovate it and get it, bring it up. Now it's become a showcase for Riverside.
Well, he got it together very quickly. Uh, Mom and dad were unique. Mr. Roberts, like boating on the ocean and doing buggies. Mrs. Roberts' mom, she liked dogs, horses, and flowers, but she loved Riverside. So this is the reason that motivated Dwayne to purchase the Mission Inn. Uh,
Oh,
it was her.
it was
And
because of his mom.
beg pardon?
It's because of his mom.
Yes. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. He had a love for Riverside, and so uh, he went in. Of course, and Dwayne is the ultimate businessman. I mean, so
Hmm.
it was a business venture for him also, but he had many business ventures all over the world. Hawaii, you name it.
Wow, I just knew. See, I think I met him one time. But I never could really say I knew him. But he was very kind. But I met him. I think I was walking through the Mission Inn and someone introduced me to him. Or I think he did. He just said, how are you enjoying the Mission Inn? That kind of thing. And I'm sitting here. And then after that, someone said, you just met the owner. It was that. And I said, no, I never met him. So I didn't know who he was. But he was very nice. He was very kind and that kind of thing. And this is another comment. Let's see, Dell, we have a comment, and it is from Dan. She said, "The best times, Dell." So it is it's Danielle McQueen. I already know who it is. My neighbor.
Yeah.
I tell you, and this one is from. Who's this comment from? Let's see. This is from. Brenda says, "Enjoy the show. Nice to hear the history. Enjoying the show." Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you, the audience. We have such a beautiful audience. We do. I mean, they come out and they support, and it's just nice to see everybody that's making a comment. Whether you make a comment or not, just your being here is appreciated. Let me just tell all of you that, so it's just coming out and supporting the show. But I know Dale now. I know he passed not too long ago, and because it was two brothers, right? You said Dwayne
and Gary.
Okay. Now, see, I've never met that gentleman. I don't know. I wouldn't know him.
Well, Gary lives in Riverside, and he's a quieter of the two. He does what he does, but he's not. Dwayne was always on the move, just full of energy. If you met with Dwayne at, like, say, 4 in the afternoon, you're in trouble, because the later it got, the more energized Dwayne became. So you could be there till midnight if you met that late. So I always try to schedule morning meetings with him. Noon would sort of be a break,
Wow.
He had lots of thoughts. Well, like the record shows, he invented the frozen burrito and made millions off of it.
Wow.
And barbecue in a bucket. And he was just like a mad scientist. He would be coming by, taste this. And he said, oh, man, okay. Do I have to? But he was always developing something, inventing something, trying to make more money.
Wow. Good for him. Well, I know too. From what I understand, he was a philanthropist too. That he gave a lot to the community. That's for sure. So
well, the Mary S. Roberts, it used to be named the Dog Pound, the Mary S. Roberts Animal Shelter.
Right.
He put that together for his mother, and it's still going strong here in Riverside.
It is. It's big.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
In fact, he was a dog lover himself also. At his funeral, he had 3 dogs, 3 handlers. So I've seen a lot of things at the funeral, but that's the first time I saw dogs there.
At his funeral?
Yeah, 3 dogs, 3 handlers.
Wow.
It was a beautiful funeral, at Corona Del Mar, overlooking the ocean. So it was well done.
Wow. I know we have some more comments. One's from Antonio. He says, "Hey, Brother Dell, I was going to tell you that I wrote a book about these 2 bunnies, and I painted it, and it's about where they become besties, and it's a children's book."
Antonio wrote a book?
That's what he said.
Get out of here.
For sure.
Of these days, when I grow up, I'm going to write a book, Antonio. I promised myself, but congratulations on you having done so.
He said, "I was wondering if you'd be interested in buying my children's book, and it's called The Adventurous Ventures of Elise," is that right? And Elena.
How much does it cost?
He said, "How much, Antonio? And is it on Amazon?" So he'll write it back because I know he's
Okay.
watching. So he'll tell us what. Now that congratulations on your book, Antonio, because I know if anybody knows, I know what it takes to write a book. It takes a lot. People don't. It looks easy when you have the book. Okay. Oh, Elaine has said too. Elaine's comment is she's known you for 50 years, possibly, but I'm loving learning all of his Riverside history that I didn't know. Probably, Elaine. I don't even remember when we met. I don't even remember. I have no idea because I've known you for so long. I can't remember when. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I went to school.
I might have met one of your sons before I met you.
You could have.
Yeah.
You could have. And then but I went to school with Carmen. So I've been knowing Carmen. It's got to be over 50 years since we met. We met at UCR.
Right. Well, my adopted daughter, Candace Adams, was a friend of one of your sons. So I think that's how I met him. Yeah.
Okay. It could have been Bradley, Peyton, just I have no idea. That's for sure. He said on the website is $24.99. His book.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll hook up and I'll see what I can do about getting one to support you, Antonio. Keep up the good work.
He's doing excellent. Well, one thing we know he's doing, he's a salesman.
Yes. I like that. Hey.
He is.
Get fed.
He's a go-getter. Antonio's a go-getter for
Closed
sure.
mouth doesn't get fed. So if he doesn't say something, hey,
yeah,
I like that.
Now I know too with BSU. How did you start BSU, Dell? How did that come about?
Well, in the school, the kids in school were detached, from the school. It was like their school, the other people's school. So I knew a guy named Fred Smith was in the BSU up at UCR. And so I went to some of their meetings and checked out what they were doing and liked what they were doing. In those days, they were very, very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go into all that, but
right.
they were very aggressive and active. And so I sort of said, okay, I got the idea. I'll start a BSU at the high school level because there wasn't anything existing. So it started at Poly, and not just because that's where I was working at that time. And the guy named Pete Anderson was helping me out with it. Well, Pete was a counselor at John W. North. So North was the second BSU in Riverside to form. And then it spread over to the rest of the schools. And then at some point, somebody came from Northern California and said, hey, why don't you come to our conference? So that began a long process of us taking maybe 3 bus loads of kids from all over Riverside.
Right.
To San Francisco, San Jose, San Francisco State Campus. We would go in, arrive in the area of the conference about 6 a.m. and go to one of the colleges in the area and have breakfast and clean up and get ready to go to the conference. So that worked out very well. I can remember the kids' favorite stop was San Francisco State. And the reason why is because when you went to San Francisco State, there was always something bizarre happening. People jumping out of trees, people making tree houses, people naked. That was always, especially Berkeley. Berkeley, I call it berserkly because there's always something crazy happening there. And then, of course, Telegraph Road was the hotbed of activism all during the times of people were really active.
Right.
And so the kids enjoyed going. Can we go to there? Yeah, but most time we went to San Jose State, which was a little bit quieter atmosphere. But yeah, bus loads of kids, lots of, like they mentioned, the Wilsons. The Wilsons were so instrumental in going with me, taking care of the kids. Well, if you put 3 bus loads of kids on the road, you have issues. And so Russell Ward, I had a brother-in-law, Oscar Harper, they stayed up at night because the way it goes with young people, like the later it gets, the more active they get. They don't really quiet down in a hotel until about 4 in the morning, and
Mm-hmm.
so these people helped me out. Walt Wilson, they were in charge of my security and allowed me to sleep so I could get up the next morning and start the program. But they
Right.
took care of them at night as they
Oh,
roamed. Uh, Interesting tale I'll tell. I had two kids. We got to Sacramento and they got in a fight.
wow.
And I guess they didn't, I was in a meeting and they come to get me and I says, what? And I had a rule, if you fight, if you disrupt, I send you home.
Mm-hmm.
So sure enough, I went to the room and they had a fight and broke a lamp and a mirror.
Wow.
Okay, I called their parents and put them on the Greyhound, and my whole my group cried. I cried, but they had to go.
Yeah.
Long story short, one of those students is passed away, but one of them just retired as a professor of business at RCC. His name is Adonai Donald Wilcoxon, and
Oh,
he was one of those people in the fight that I sent home. But
wow.
and he gone on to become a professor. So those are the types of success stories that you
Mm-hmm.
I have lots of them of kids who some of them you didn't think would make it, and they come out just fine.
Wow. Well, that had to be an experience. I mean, like you said, you didn't want well, you really had no choice. They done tore up a hotel room. I mean,
Oh yeah, well, if you're gonna disrupt, you know, I was gonna send you home. That was my real.
yeah.
See, I worked park and recreation for a long time. I've worked dances with young people where I was the only adult with them, and sometimes there were shootings, fights, and I didn't tolerate them. All the
Yeah.
butlers came through me. If you see the butlers now, they still remember me. Say,
Mm-hmm.
put us out of the park, but I loved them. They were what they were, and the butlers were notorious. But three of them became ministers, pastors. So
Wow.
uh, kids do turn around. It's awesome if you just have to believe in them and they get the right guidance. Uh, they come out just fine. But
Wow.
they need
That's
the guidance,
wonderful.
they need the community,
Mm-hmm.
and they need somebody to tell them what's right and what's wrong, and not try to party with them or try to condone the stuff that they're doing that's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, it's like you said, so many lives you have affected in the community. This is you can't even count them.
Yeah.
There's just that many people. So I
Well,
just definitely want to thank you for all the people that maybe haven't had a chance to. Just thank you for your time and your contributions. Um, they go without saying, but you've definitely changed so many lives, including mine, in our community.
thank you. It's been enjoyable, so that's why I'm really reluctant with awards for what I've done because I've enjoyed it.
I
It's
know. Yeah. It's who you are, though. That's what it is. Well, you have one coming up, and I don't want to not mention this. The gym at Boardwell Park will be the Dell Roberts Community. Is it Community Gymnasium or Gymnasium?
gymnasium. Yeah.
The Dell Roberts Gymnasium. I know you did not want that. That I know.
Yeah.
But at the same
Mhm.
time, if I remember correctly, when it came at the meeting, the room erupted. Not they weren't just clapping, they were yelling. That was it wasn't even I sat there and I'm just like saying, oh yeah, we're gonna nominate. I'm nominating the Jim B. The room just went up. I was it was like, and I thought it was, you know what it was? It was a given. That's why it was a given. It just hadn't been said, but it was a given that it was to be named after you. And I'm honored to have been the person to do that. But I can tell you right now, I think people just automatically thought it was going to be named after you.
Mm.
That's what I
Okay.
really. And I
Thank
know
you
you
very
didn't
much.
want,
And yes, I was resistant.
you were.
But in the long thought, it was a good thing. I had one of the council people say to me, Mr. Roberts, we didn't dare vote any other way.
Oh, they didn't. I was there.
I, I didn't attend, but they
Yeah,
said, "Hey, we didn't have a choice."
yeah. It was unanimous. Unanimous.
Well,
I'm
thank you
saying,
for leading that and putting out the word.
yes.
Appreciate it.
I really, it was just to me. I think I said, I think all of us felt it was a given, so it wasn't even a question. But I like it. It was. It's a way of saying thank you. That's really what I think everyone is was trying to say is just thank you. And I know this, like you said, this was your mother's upbringing and your upbringing and all those things. But you have more than committed to this community. It's been, it's more. It hasn't just been one or two things. It's been a multitude of things that you've done. So we want to thank you. And that's why it was so important to me that you be on the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm still here. I'm still kicking, not so high,
Yeah.
but I have some endeavors. I still like cars. I'm still active in the Couche Car Club. I'm the
Right.
membership company, and we do a youth day for kids at the horse ranch at Mr. Horse Ranch out in Moreno Valley. I call him Williams, but that's not his real name, so that's why I'm hesitating. But his first name is Lou. I'm sure of that. And he has a 5-acre spread out there with an organic farm on it. But he stables horses. But he allows us to come out there and entertain youth, and they get to ride horses a little bit, get to feed horses, and get to be
Wow.
introduced to the horse industry. Turns out that we have a lot of horsemen in this area.
Yep.
A whole lot of them have come out of Compton, California, basically. But Pastor John Harris, Bishop John Harris, he has about 7 horses, and he comes and helps out. There's another rancher who has a ranch in Banning,
Mm-hmm.
the Holly, and he comes and offers his horses so kids can ride. So we just have a good time helping kids. We're going to establish a scholarship for kids who are interested in going into an automotive area.
Okay.
This is we haven't done it before. We've been together since 1956, Couche
Wow.
Car Club. We were racing on the streets, and the police and the highway patrol were chasing us. So we decided at some point that we should not do that anymore. So, so, so we stopped. It was formed at the Adams Kart Track, which is
Mm-hmm.
Adams Kart Track is the oldest black business in Riverside. So that's
Yep.
where it started there with Jerry and Tim, who were brothers and who
Mm-hmm.
liked to race on the street. So anyway, we evolved and became
And
a
now, but the
federal citizen.
Card Club's been together since 1956.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
We had a break when we all got married, and some of us went to the war. We had several years break in there, but basically we've been together since 19.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, that's a blessing right there. I knew about the Card Club, but I had no idea it had that kind of history
Yeah,
involved in it.
it does. It's got quite a history. We used to go out on the highway and help people, and like primarily ladies in distress with flats and stuff like that. And we had to quit doing that because it came a time this lady's door was open and we pulled up beside her to tell her, and she became frightened of a car full of black men trying to tell her something. So we said, okay, maybe we won't go on the highway. But we've helped different ladies with car problems. We've bought cars that they didn't know what to do with and got rid of them for them. And we primarily, like I said, we've taken children to boat drags, stuff like that, things that center around racing because that's what we like. We mostly have muscle cars, cars that go fast.
Well, I know I always see, I think in the parade, in the Black
Right,
History Parade, that's when I've always seen you guys in there.
Right. Well, they have taken that over from the Adrian Dell and Roberts Foundation, and now the Couche Car Club is in complete control of the car show. So all those beautiful Corvettes and older cars is a
Hmm.
result of the Couche Car Club.
Wow. Wow. I tell you, I mean, now are you're the president of the car club or no?
No, I'm not. I used to be the secretary. I am now the membership chairperson. Lewis
Okay.
Davison, who was a Riverside, grew up in Riverside, became the police chief at Banning, California, is our president.
Okay. And so I was just because I know you're the president of it's the Martin Luther King at the park. Which club
Oh,
is it?
yes, I'm the chairman of the advisory committee. Yes,
Okay. That's the one that
been
I know I go
been
to
that
that.
for a lot of years. I don't know how many, but I just saw a need. See, I
Mhm.
I work park and recreation. I know it's not easy to work with people, so I saw a need to go in and try to help the staff, basically at first, to
Mhm.
get what they were doing done, and then I've just been there ever since. Then we started to try to do stuff to improve the park,
Right.
which is natural. So I enjoy right now the advisory committee because we have uh, two school principals that come. We have
Mhm.
two council people that come most of
Mhm.
the time, and so people are able to get word to them in person,
Yep.
about problems that they may have. So I
Right.
really am happy with it. The police come, you
Yep.
know, it's a good cross section of people.
It's a good group, period. I mean, when you go into that meeting, I feel so connected to the community in there of if there's a need, there's somebody in there that to help you meet that need. That's how I feel when I come to the meetings. It's
Mary,
like,
we have never had a meeting that after the meeting we look at each other, the staff, and I said, "Wow, what just happened?" Because something beautiful happens
yep,
every meeting.
yep,
Somebody comes in, like I don't know if you're there when the artists came in. There's a guy there that's trying to put together. There's two people there trying to put together museums. One is
yep.
the musicians museum, which
Hmm.
Morgan is heading up, and the other Josh Williams is trying to do a visual museum, African American museum.
Right.
So it's and it all comes together there. So
It
it's
does.
beautiful. It's
It is.
what I do every day. I like to think I connect the dots,
Hmm.
and that's my everyday avocation to see if I can connect dots, if I can connect somebody. Uh, at some point, Mary, maybe you want to do something on a very vital part of our community, and that's mortuaries.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, they're all not created equal, uh,
Right.
and so mm, it's a very sensitive area because when people go to a mortuary, I mean, they're hurting.
Yeah.
They're in
Yes.
real, they're in real pain, and so
Hmm.
uh, mm, that's all I'm going to say on that right now. I've had some experiences, and
Yeah.
good and not some not so good. You know.
Okay. Because we have, well, the one I guess I'm giving them the one I have seen more than any other one, and that's Tillman in our community.
Right.
Uh, and then the other one I think is McKay. And
Right.
those are
Well,
the only two that I know of. And that,
well, Mr. McKay passed away,
uh huh.
so they're not the same as they were. Tillman's Tillman's has been good. Uh, in fact, I met with Mr. Tillman a couple of days ago, and I told him I knew this mortuary when it was Tilly's. It was
Uh
really Tilly's funeral home, and the Tillys sold it. And last
huh.
time Mr. Tilly was working at a mortuary in San Bernardino
Uh huh.
before he died. But yeah, mortuaries are very essential, and it's just like anything else. There's a black mortuary in on Rubidoux on Mission Boulevard,
Uh huh.
and then there's a black mortuary on Highland. So there's some around. Uh,
Okay.
maybe you could find out who they all are, and hey,
I can do that. Yes, that's new. I must admit, that's a topic I had not thought about. So yes, I'd be more than happy to do that, to have them come on and talk
this is
about.
information that Mary, it's information that everybody needs to know at one time or another.
That's right.
They're gonna have
It's
to
no getting around it. That's for sure.
yeah.
We act like it's we act like it's not gonna happen, but the fact is, it's gonna happen to everybody. So
It's the surest thing. They say when you're born, you start dying.
I know. You're right about that. Unfortunately, though, who was I talking to earlier? That I'm getting calls weekly now that somebody has passed away. At
Yes.
first, it would be like a long time. Now it's coming, more and more frequently. I'll say that.
Well, I have to attend a funeral tomorrow. This is the saddest time of the year, I think.
Yes.
To bury a loved one.
And it's tomorrow?
Yes. It's the people who lived in Riverside, the Renee Ross, Cheryl, what's the name? Cheryl Murphy, who is a Superior Court judge. It's her mother. There's 4 girls left in the family, and their mother passed away.
Wow. I know another family, they're having a funeral tomorrow up in the Bay Area, though.
Mm.
And it was their mother that passed away.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
rough.
all you can do is take life one day at a time.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
before we end, is there anything that you would like to share with our audience about what they can do for the community of where they are, or just whatever that may be, or just any wise words you want to share?
Well, I have some sayings that I'll throw out. One is a closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Right.
The other is if you don't go to the table, then you're not going to get fed, and you might be on the menu. And I've been to so many meetings, but we as a people have to go to the meetings. I don't like meetings. I really don't. I don't like politicians. I don't like politics because it's ugly. But you're forced to go out there. If you don't, then you're not going to know what's happening, and you're not going to have a say. And so all of a sudden, something is happening, and you say, well, why are they doing that? Because nobody was there to say that they shouldn't do it.
Right.
North High School, I told you they had a grand opening of a couple of facilities, but North High School needed $164 million to bring it up to standard. The school board was going to give them $26 million to fix this. So we got people together in the community and went to the meetings nights and got it up to $64 million.
Right.
Still $100 million short of what they need to bring that up. But it's because the people at North are wonderful people. I'm talking about the alumnus, but they don't go to the meetings. So stepped out. So you have to get out and go. You have to go to the city hall meetings. Listen to what they're saying. Sometimes they don't know that you're hurting on some issue.
Right.
So you assume that they do, but they don't.
That's true. That's
the
true.
Next pavement is going in on Rancho. Those people they're complaining. They've gone to the not Rancho but Carlton.
Right.
They have written letters to the city, so they've been assured the next round of pavement, they're going to get paved. So it's stuff like that. You
got to. What you say? It's a saying: "It's the squeaky wheel gets the oil," and that's really because I know and I'm definitely the squeaky wheel. I'll be honest. I will write that letter. I will.
Thank you, Mary.
What's that, Dell?
I said thank you.
You're welcome. But you know what it is? I actually, even when I called, this lady at the city told me this, and it's so true. She said, I know you think we're ignoring your community, but we're not. We don't live there. And if you don't say anything, how do we know that it needs to be fixed? She did. And I said, I told her that I'm glad to hear that because I thought I was just being a complainer. She goes, you're not. You're telling us that there's something that needs to be fixed in the city. And I have to give City Riverside credit. They have fixed it. Yeah. When I call down there or I send those letters in, they fix it. I'm a witness to this. They have fixed a pothole. I have called it in at 7:00 in the morning. By 7:00 that night, they have put that, they patched whatever they put in there. Yeah. But they came out there and fixed it. So
people in other communities make that call.
Yes, that's all. That's the difference. A lady, we were doing a walk-in one morning, and this lady said, well, can you call the city for me? I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the number so you can call.
Right.
And I said, and all I really was doing, truthfully, empowering her. You don't need me to call. You can call. Yeah. You don't, and I wanted to do that so she would know you have just as much power to call the city and let them know this needs to be fixed or that needs to be fixed. She called and they fixed it.
And Mary, the more calls they get, the better.
Yep.
Okay. If 10 people are calling about an item, they got to pay attention.
Yeah. Because people, they're only doing it because it's something that needs to be fixed. Yeah. And I'm before I even conclude the show, I want to go back and catch our comments here because I saw a couple more before we get going. One is from Elaine. Elaine said, I want to make sure she gets her comment in. She says, Uncle Dell, thank you for all of the work you did with youth and BSU in the IE. Yes, Walter, Rose, Lang, Lily were there to help. I didn't get to help because I was teaching in LA. So she wants to thank you for that. But she probably knew about all the stories, I'm sure.
Yep.
So thank you, Elaine.
Thank you, Elaine.
I see another.
What you do.
I know. This is a scholarship queen. I don't know why, Dell. I have not been able to get Elaine on the show. So Oliver said, hi, Dell. It's a pleasure having you back on the show to share your experiences and knowledge of the history of Riverside. Thank you. And that's our executive producer, my husband, Oliver.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. He approached me and solidified that I would be on the show.
Thank you, man.
I talked about it, but he came and made sure that it was going to happen. So thank you, Oliver. Appreciate you.
And this is Elaine. She said, congratulations to you because God knows you deserve this honor and so much more, Uncle Dell. So she's talking about the gym, getting the gym name.
Thank you very much.
Elaine, we are so excited about that. I can only imagine what the ribbon cutting day is going to be like. I can only imagine because I can tell you, we come out. Everybody, they're showing up for the groundbreaking. Elaine, it was so many people. Just the groundbreaking day. People came out for that day. You would have thought the gym was already up. So we can imagine for sure. But did you have any closing comments, Dell?
No, ma'am. Thank you. So like I say, keep up the good work.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, this is our show for today. We went over a little, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure we got everything in. Thank you for coming out today, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank Dell again for his time because I know this is a busy man. He is always on the go. So for him to take time out of his day, it really touches our hearts. So God bless each and every one of you. We'll be back for the very last show of 2025 next Monday. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. You're welcome.